Hey guys, today's really nice weather, so we're out with Princess, who is already asleep, and my little guy who is hiding here. I'm trying to hide him from the sun because his cheeks are not tolerant to sunshine, but he's super tired. He's about to give it up. But from -3 to 13 degrees Celsius, that's awesome. It's really awesome. Quite enjoy the sunshine actually, and the wind is really warm. Tomorrow they're expected to be 14 in our area. 14 degrees Celsius is like nice compared to 0 -3 snowing outside. Yeah, I'll take it, but then it's gonna go back down to 5-6 degrees, normal average winter gloom. So enjoy the sun as much as we can, right? So today I will start with a story, and you guys are gonna get probably where I'm going with that. Okay, so I'm a college student in Hawaii, and at that time, and I'm married, just barely. Live in apartments for married students, because they have in the Brigham Young University in Hawaii, it's dorms that are for ladies only and for guys only, and then married couples. So at that time also was the big boom of the Twilight Saga, the vampires movies. No movies, books. The movies came after, right? I just ate them. I like the story, and Stephanie Myers is also, I think, a brilliant writer. She wrote also and made a movie of what was the other one? The Twilight Saga, and now I cannot think of it. Some kind of alien movie was with aliens in it. Pretty cool. So I was a big fan. I would read those books, just eat them up until 3 a.m. in the morning, and just literally fall asleep with the book next to me. But I remember my in-laws got us for present. I believe, was it a Christmas present or something? iPod Touch. That was like the first version of what I'm holding right now in my hands. This is like what I'm holding right now is iPhone 11, I think. But that was the first thing with touch screen, right? Before that, I had a phone that was like flipping. Yeah. So iPod Touch, catches Wi-Fi, and so you can log into the Facebook account. And so I was using heavily my laptop back then, because student, you need to type up papers, you need to do research, you need to do your assignments online, even from home or from the library, But then on Facebook there was this really crazy vampire game on Facebook. It was like some kind of vampires, and I don't remember much because it was really far back in time, but like I remember there were different characters that are vampires, and you have to level them up, and they had to fight. And if you remember, there was also this farm game where you harvest vegetables and fruits that you plant virtually. And so some people were crazy about that game, but me not so much. I did play it, but nah. What got me was the vampires, right? Because I was into the Twilight Saga. I thought the story was amazing, and some people say cheesy, some people say, Stephanie Myers writes always about like a triangle, like a lady with two guys. Whatever. I liked it. And it had a good twist at the end. So, vampire story game, right? So I remember this one time I was coming back from work, and husband was coming back from work, and you bring the iPod Touch with you, but you just keep it in your locker. But I come back home with my uniform from the Polish and Cultural Center. It was like a blue muumuu, long dress. And I remember I was tired. I was hungry and I was about to start cooking. But then you know what I did? I sat down on the floor next to the couch and I started checking my game. How much my vampires have improved. How much I have to get my favorite ones to fight so they can get level up and they can get the special items thereafter. You get the idea. And I heard my tummy rumbling and I was like, oh my gosh, what am I doing? What am I doing? So I just got off the device and started cooking. And I was like, oh, I'm telling my husband, I'm hungry. So I started, we lived on pretty much hamburger helper and whatever, ramen and stuff like that. So, but that's not my point. My point is like, it was an eye-opening. Ever since then, the only game that I really liked, I think, was something with Frozen. Anna and Elsa and Olaf and all those. You had to level them up. It was like those like puzzle looking thingies. Sorry, it's really rambling the road here. Anyway, so that game I could play probably in the bathroom when I'm there. But then I got tired of that too. I was like, what am I doing, kinda? So that's that. Then there was the Star Wars game with the droids and all the creatures that you had to pass levels, but it was kind of like the same similar kind of mechanism in the game. You just have to match, like slide and match and whatever. That I got sick of too. At some point you get level after level after level, and then it's kind of like, well, this thing is endless and you need more items and you need to buy them, and it's just I'm not one of those people that would spend money, like real money, into a virtual reality thing. No way. Only one time I think I got stickers on this chat line. It was how much? Some coins what it cost, but I was like, nah, that's stupid too. I can. And then my sister sent me some as a gift, so they're really cute stickers expressing feelings, and it's like this little cute girl, so I enjoy that. But other than that, no, not really. So then when I was still working, like my last year of being an ALT, when I was already pregnant with the twins, there was this teacher that she comes to my school. She's Japanese, but like she would help teach English. And I really enjoyed having her with me in my classes because, yes, it was the homeroom teacher and her and me in the room, and there are like three of us, and the kids are like, they don't know which one to look at. But what I liked about her is that the homeroom teacher usually has no idea what's going on, what we're teaching about. I would pronounce the things clearly and slowly for the kids to twist their tongues and try their best to repeat. But that Japanese lady teacher, she would actually, hold on, my lady is down too, so I want to make sure she's down. And my guy is down too. Sorry guys, they're really cute. Anyways, okay, we're good. Okay, so she would explain in Japanese the grammar behind the principle behind the structure of the sentence, or adjectives, or why we use a and an for an apple, things like that. And I really became friends with her. Like, we would talk, like I would learn about her life and where she's been, and she also learned that I have this huge family and expecting twins, and I don't know. I mean, to some point, I don't say we're friends, we're acquaintances that could talk to each other freely without define that. Not really. There's a certain spot where when you hit that spot, you hit the wall, and then you cannot really beat up that wall. From there on, it's their privacy. They shut down and they go around the wall, and that's about them. But like they won't know all about me, of course, and I don't have anything to hide really, so I would answer like to certain extent things that they would ask that they probably wouldn't ask their other coworkers, but that's fine. So she comes one time to one of the schools we meet up, and she pulls out this paper and typed in English, and because she works mainly in junior high school. Junior high here is 3 years, and then high school is 3 years too, and then you go to college, university. So she is in junior high school probably since I don't know, forever. And she showed me this paper of I have to move to a different road because there are little kiddos from the nursery school where my kids all attended going through the same or like parallel road, so I just don't want to see them because they start like which means English teacher or like foreigner. So yeah, I want to avoid the excitement. Babies are sleeping. Anyway, so this paper was of a junior high kid who was getting ready for a speech contest, which usually they do in the summer. No, they practice in the summer and they do it in September or something like that. So all summer they practice to memorize all the words in that paper that is like a page and a half long, like normal typing, and that's a lot, you guys. But they memorize everything word by word. Probably they don't even know what they're saying, but I don't know. Haven't been in junior high school, don't know. I always thought in elementary age kids. So I read it. It was a very interesting topic. It was this guy writing about how ever since he was 4, he was playing games like pretty much all the time, and he got so addicted that as he was growing up, he got to the point where he would pull out the credit cards of his parents from their wallets and he would buy items until they got it and they're like, what are you doing, that's not okay to do, we need the money for paying the bills and whatever groceries. So that's that. His main idea was how he would stay for long hours locked up in his room. Not locked up, but like being in his room, not outside with friends after school, or just go on weekends just in his room, and he would just play games. And then he connected that addiction to Ramadan, which is a Muslim culture, right? A traditional religious thing that you have to stay away from food and drink from certain time in the day, from what was it, from sunrise to sunset or something like that. I wouldn't know, guys, sorry. Like, we have lots of mosques built and functioning back home in Bulgaria, but I'm not really. When I lived there was none of that. All the mosques were like a historical site, but now they're all functioning, so people tolerate all religions, which is really good because people should respect each other. So anyway, so this boy from Japan, from a junior high school, was relating the gaming to that, and he was challenging his listeners to do that, to make sure you have a control over your addiction and don't go over the board, which is start using money for it. I mean, I can keep going. I can tell you about families here where the husband or the wife in Japan would go so far to their addictions that they would start pouring money into the games, and just money doesn't end up well for paying the bills, and they cannot meet the ends. So it's a real thing, and I should know better from first-hand experience as well. So I started with the first story to let you know that I am not a person who is into games. Like I bought 2 years ago because I worked. So for Christmas I was like, no, was it for Christmas? Yeah, for Christmas, because that Christmas we decided everybody would have games for Christmas. We bought for the boys, those little discs that you put in the device. We bought the Nintendo Switch, and and guess who covered all that? Yeah, the mother working, right? So otherwise I don't think we would be able to do it. No, not really. With one person working only, I don't think we could buy all that stuff. That was a lot of money out. But I bought this Jedi Challenges game, and to this day, that was 3 years ago. I don't remember. How when did the Nintendo Switch come out? Maybe 2 years ago, maybe 3. I don't know. But since then, I don't really know how to play it. My oldest, he figured out how to do it. He figured it out how to do it. I'm just turning around, guys, because I don't know those roads. Look at that dirty road. It's so cool. Maybe I should take it. It gets rough and there's like a bush in the middle. Nah, I'll keep to the concrete. Anyway, so I bought this game, and because I was so much into Star Wars, it was like so cool. And how I got into Star Wars was we went to watch the Kylo Ren movie, the one where he appears. What was it called? Like, I don't really know the titles of the movies. I love them, but when Kylo and Rey come, like the first one after when Luke is already old. So we go to watch that movie, and I was like, and before that, all I knew was the first one, the episode 1 with the little boy Anakin gets with Obi-Wan, and who is still young, and him is Padme, and episode 1, the epic one, right? So I was like, who's that Kylo Ren? Like, I didn't even know who was the masked guy. Vader. I didn't know it was Anakin. But so we watched that movie, and it was really cool. Like the music, the effects, the pew pew, like everything so cool. So, and that was like how many years ago, man? It was in January. And it was the holidays, the Christmas, New Year's holidays, so the winter holidays break. So that break, I was like, that's. And so my husband is explaining, so Kylo Ren is the grandson of Vader, who is the villain, the main villain. And I was like, what the heck? I don't connect the dots. So I went home and I watched all the episodes, everything. I found them online and I watched them all to educate myself, and I really fell in love with the story. Like, to me, the actors and they're doing a good job of the story. The story is what gets me. It's really amazing. So in my head, I actually started thinking about my own story, like how I could expand it. And I don't know, maybe lots of fans do that, I don't know, but I have it actually written down in the skeleton of it. But anyway, so I got that game, tried it like 2-3 times the most, and then I just abandoned it because I got pregnant. So probably was 2 years ago. Yeah, then I was pregnant with the babies, and that was the end of it. I was like, yeah, I cannot imagine slashing droids and stormtroopers with a lightsaber in virtual reality, being with Big Belly, no way. So barely recently, like in this Christmas, New Year's, winter break, we got the game out and we're like, let's give it a try. So, but this is a phone, iPhone 11, so it doesn't really work. So I have the app on this phone, but when I put it becomes like really like restless. And I asked some people around in those Facebook pages that are Star Wars fans, and people are like, yeah, the app has to be updated. It's not for the new phones. It's just for between 6 and 8. So we had my husband had like an old phone somewhere, and it was like what, 7, iPhone 7. It works perfectly. So my oldest is giving it a try every once in a while. He really enjoys going level up and stuff like that. Me, I tried yesterday because the babies were like just playing around me, and it was really fun in the sunny room in the house. And I tried, I got headache from all that stuff, and I was like, that's it. It just doesn't work with me. Like games and me just. But everybody around me in the house is addicted to games. So at the moment, I took all the devices from the boys because they get really aggressive when and like even when we play Mario Party, which is like really fun game if you play with your family. It's really fun, but they get so competitive and rude, and they start using really bad words. I mean, they don't swear and stuff like that or cuss, but they just really mean to each other, and makes me really sad and frustrated. So I don't want to see them hear that, and I was like, that's it. But then the reason I take usually games is when people start getting physical, then I have to do something about it. And they know, it takes a few weeks till the punishment goes away. But they still have their laptop. My oldest has his father's old laptop, and then that's their venting thing. I just go on YouTube and watch stupid how some Japanese YouTuber went here and there, and I don't know, they have their own favorite channel. So I was like, you should guys make your own channel, and you'll be really fun to watch because half kids and they're really cool. And anyways, but games, the rule of the house is because we try to keep the Sabbath day holy, which is Sunday. We try not to play games on Sunday. So I told the boys, Sabbath days, the day of the Lord, so please let's try to do something that, nice things to other people, be nice to each other. Like we can go to the park and have a nice walk. We can't really attend church right now because of the COVID-19, but we could still try to remember our Savior instead of playing games like a normal day. So they know and they understand that. But the boys understand, but their father not so much. And I think it's a culture here. And to back it up, I'll tell you that when I came here first, where we got engaged actually in this country as college students, I noticed, because we traveled, he showed me Kyoto and blah blah blah. I went to a friend's wedding and blah blah blah. And I noticed on the trains and subways how people had phones, but the flipping ones. I see those kiddos over there playing, so cute. I'm trying to avoid them and they're still there. There's like a lake there, a dam, and they just go and explore. Anyways, I noticed in the trains, even before the touch screen phones people already had internet on their phones here somehow, and they would constantly be reading, like it would be like in Japanese, reading, you just scroll down. It's endless. You could read the news, you could read I think anything, like you could watch commercials and stuff like that. I don't know, sports news, I don't know, anything. I remember my first phone I got was like the small little second-hand phone in Bulgaria, and it was really cute. I don't even remember the brand anymore. It was really small, and then it was showing you like the time, the calculator. You could put songs of your own, and I don't know, you didn't have much, like you couldn't really go and read stuff on it. But here people were like already glued to their screens before they were like this screen that I'm holding now. I was like, what are they doing? What are they reading constantly all the time? And I don't know. So I think it's a culture. Don't know in other countries. Back home, don't know either, because haven't been there for a long while, really. So don't know, but it's interesting how things that don't really matter to you are so essential for others, to the point where they would that would be the first thing to touch in the morning, and the first thing and the last thing to lie down next to your head at night. And I've done some research, like I've watched videos about cell phones and you know, the Wi-Fi and all the 4G, 5G, whatever, radiation, whatever. And there are people who actually show to you how it works, how the phone radiates certain waves. If you put it in your pocket, how it affects the organs around that. And then how it's not really a good idea to put those close to your babies, infants, or kids in general. So me seeing people sleeping with their phone next to their head is like, why are you doing that? Why you're doing that? Just because you don't see the waves. You don't see anything what's going on in the microwave either when you warm up your stuff, your food. But something happens out there, and then you just expect, you know, something warm to come out, and it does, but you don't know what happens, how your food actually transforms from this to that. And there is a scientific explanation about it, but you don't really put so much thought into it. Every time you use it, you just slam the thing and just put the timer and wait. So that's that. So my sister and I decided, like, when we go to bed, we put the phone, we don't completely turn it off, but like we put it into airplane mode. What is it called? Yeah, airplane mode. So it doesn't give or receive signals and stuff. So it's pretty good deal. I'm gonna just head off with those kids. So I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna turn around. Can you see them, you guys? They're so cute though. Anyways, I just feel like avoiding people today. So with all that said, I would just ask you, how would you like to live with a person who would play games on Sundays right in front of his children, when, you know, the children know the rule. A person who would be in the room with you all, but on the phone, and eating his breakfast with the phone in his face, and ironing the kids' clothes with the phone, in the bathtub with the phone, pretty much brushing teeth with the phone. And I remember a long time ago, there was a friend, a wise old friend from the States. She told me when her grandkids come with their parents to the house, and you know, the dad's phone starts ringing all the time and just texting constantly and stuff like that, she would be like, son, and she had a basket there, let's put our devices down for the night, for the evening, and let's just enjoy each other's company. So they made it as a rule. But that was like a long time ago, you guys, seriously. That was like when people still had pagers and stuff like that. Yeah, so I thought that was a really good idea, but I forgot about all that. And then now recently I remembered it, and I was like, wow, that was like a wise advice. But here the reality is completely different. Like, you would go in Tokyo or in any big city in the trains, and you'll see everybody glued to their phone, like so close. I'm like, you're damaging your eyes right now, what are you doing? And you know, just to avoid other people, and just to avoid especially, oh my gosh, seeing a foreigner in the train, oh my gosh, run away from them, they bite. Imagine now, I haven't been in trains, thank goodness, in the COVID, but imagine if you're a foreigner and you have a mask and you sneeze in it, they will probably run in the next car next to it. Oh my gosh, that would be probably hilarious to watch. Yeah, but what I'm saying is, people don't know where to stop. And I've read articles about in the States what a warning, like some friends put warnings on Facebook pages all the time, saying, you know, when you are a lady, the most you could be very much vulnerable when you get into your car after getting your groceries, and you touch your phone, you just get your phone and you start scrolling down, and the car is unlocked. So that's when somebody can attack you very well and just kidnap you, or like whatever, to throw on the ground and get your car and stuff like that. You know, the worst could happen. But so they say always, like, when you get into your car and start scrolling your phone, just make sure at the least your car is locked. In Japan is fairly safe where I am. Safe from some things, but not from others, really. But I'm always alert. I don't really do that, except when I park in front of the house after work. And yeah, anyways, so I guess it's a culture that I cannot really have good terms. Like, I cannot be in good terms with that kind of culture. I can't. It's to me, it's I take it personally, because to me, how I see it is a person who is in front of me, in the room with me, and demonstrates complete interest only in his device. To me, that's a person that I don't have much to do with, to start with. That's a person who doesn't want to talk to you about anything whatsoever. And that's a person who cannot take his eyes from say his business. There's no time frame made for, okay, so I'm just gonna put the phone down and play with my kids, whether the twins or the older ones. Anybody needs attention, anybody wants to have attention, everybody enjoys talking or playing outside together or go for a walk or whatever. No, it has to be the phone. That's choice number one. And I've grown to the point where I actually don't care anymore. Throughout the years, ever since my third was born, I just realized, yeah, that's what's gonna be my life. Like, forget about the isolation completely. Yeah, forget about, which, I mean, I enjoy nature, I do, but I would love to have some friends around too. Language, I think I don't really want to learn it. That's the thing. I never really wanted to, even though I studied it. I took all the Japanese classes possible in Biuyo, Hawaii, but you know, it was just like studying English, like back home, was like not until I went to the States when I actually learned it. You get the idea. So yeah, I don't really even want to learn it. No, not really. Because in my mindset is like I never was meant to stay here in the first place. So, um, yeah. So forget about all that. But on top of that, you get home to a person who's like this, everywhere, anywhere, and purposely goes to the bathroom for like 30 minutes. You probably have family members like that. Yeah, like, get out of your phone from the toilet, I need to use it. Yeah, my boys do that a lot. So I don't really make it a habit anymore to just go with the phone and just go quickly, because I can't. I have two little ones, and trust me, they need your attention. Recently they started knocking on the door. They're at the door, they wait for me. So they're really cute like that. And I just can't. I can't. Like, I'd rather spend time with my babies. I rather, they sense, they know the phone is very important, so they also try to get it from your hands all the time and play with it, because they're like, well, mommy's playing with that thing, must be very important. And when I take them from their hands, they start crying, because they know that phone, when I connect it to the TV with the cables, it plays Coco Melon videos for them, and they just love it, they enjoy it. But that shouldn't be their focus. That shouldn't be, I don't know, like the human in the person, I think, is slowly dying, and there is no like humanity left. It's just people like robots. That's what I think. People are like robots. Sorry guys, I'm turning around again on this dirty road. It's like bumpy, but the babies love it. Right, little baby. Yeah, so living around robots is not really fun. And it's not like I haven't mentioned it many times. It's not like I haven't been angry about it, yelling about it, making fun about it. One time for his birthday, we decided to like make fun, not make fun, but like a joke. His birthday cake looked like the game that he played so much. What was it, like something with dragons, and I don't know, it's like those circles and you have to move them, and I don't know, no idea. But blessed is the person who created that game, or any of them. Yeah, fun times. So I don't remember reactions or anything, but I remember we made that cake. Like, his mom said actually that she's gonna make sure she makes it really well, like using M&Ms and stuff like that. Didn't get the hint. I don't know how to communicate with a person that doesn't I don't know his priorities, and I don't know, and I also have stopped talking or reasoning, because there is no results out of it. Like, to me, adults who act like teenagers, I don't know. How can you be so mature for some things and be so immature for others? I don't know. Like, I like to be a goofball around my kids, but no. I think in general, ladies' mind is like, the mom's kind of brain set. It's like you have to take care of people and have to be responsible and stuff. Guys, they can goof off. They can spend days and hours and years on their devices and play games, and PlayStation, Nintendo, whatever. I remember after training one time with my co-workers, so a few times a year we meet up, everybody, and we have a training that we go through, and after everybody takes the train and goes home, and few of them in my direction, so until my stop we talk. And then I usually talk with my Jamaican friends. They're really awesome girls, but there were two guys that were from where, Australia and Scotland or something. They both took their Nintendo Switches out in the train and they started playing. So my Jamaican friend, another English teacher, and I moved to, the next. We just moved, and you see those two guys. I actually took a picture, I remember, of them with the, looking sharp, like business attire, the necktie and everything, and the Nintendo Switch games. I was like, wow, this is something. And they're not even Japanese, so. But I guess they're probably excited to be together because, as an ALT, we meet up a few times a year and we enjoy talking to each other. And the training meetings become like euphoria of people trying to pour out their soul and comments and be funny and stuff because they're excited to meet each other. But like after the training, you go back to your area where you're the only one. So I can't because I have kids and to take care of, but they meet up and they do things together in the weekends or the big holidays and travel and go to islands around here, and they do things together. It's just I can't. And they're mostly younger, not all of them, but like most of them are younger people, so I'm not that, yeah. Anyway, so yeah, nothing really helps at this point where where you can try to push to try to change. You can't really change other people. They have to come to their own realization of. So to me, how I see it is like people get the bottle after work and just pour it down in their stomach and damage their liver, but that's like some piece of comfort for them. At the end of the day, some other people get into the sniffing of powders of any sorts and taking pills, that too, but I think there are a whole lot more addictions that we're not aware of or we don't think as an addiction. I would say, ladies, we like chocolate. That's like I never hide it. I'm chocoholic, and I like chocolate of any kind. And if I don't have something sweet to around during the day, I just go and dig in the Nutella chocolate jar with a spoon. And recently, my boys started coming around and joining me too. Usually at night when finally dishes are washed and I'm in my PJ and the babies are with their bottles already baited, and that's when I'm like, everybody's in front of the TV and I was like, okay, I can do this. I can just sit down for 5 minutes before I start taking them back to the back room and putting them to sleep and stuff like that. So yeah, I like chocolate, but not to the point where I would put the chocolate in front of everybody and totally ignore them in their existence and around me and just focus on the chocolate, how wonderful the texture is and the ingredients inside I can taste, and like, no, I don't do that. So yeah, there are different kinds of addictions and levels of addicting and ways of managing it and ways of communicating about it. But I guess what I'm gonna say is just in this where I am and what I am dealing with, it just sucks really bad. It just sucks. It's like you're with a person, but in the house, in the room, but you're really alone, and there is doesn't matter if that person is there or not, because it's that person in their phone, and there was like a video I watched of interview with there were two guys talking about. The interviewer was asking them about their business and stuff, entrepreneurs, and one of them said for him, somebody who comes in the room with the phone in their hands and puts it down on the desk or the surface of the table in the office to him that means that person values more the device and whatever is there on the device connected with than you at that moment, and so he just doesn't want to communicate anymore with that person and just leaves or whatever. And it made me think, wow, it's like really it's like that. I mean, I could talk and talk about it. I could cry about it. I could be angry about it, but that's not gonna change anything, because addiction is an addiction once and for all. And if you don't want to change it, nobody can do it for you. But I strongly believe that sometimes, I catch myself, I'm not any perfect. I catch myself like texting with Dilly, my sister, and or leaving her a voice message, and then one of the kids will be popping up and will be like talking to me, and I'll be like, just a second please, or please. But like, I try to use my phone around them for their purpose. Like, let's watch a video about, let's refresh our imagination of what we can do for dinner. Like, we could follow the videos of Tasty on Facebook, or we could watch those funny videos of those Chinese people slapping each other in the train, and we could watch people doing art. There's a lot of things that you can, education things you can share with the boys. And for the babies, I use the YouTube too for songs. So it's really good, but I try to stay away from this device. I really do. And I think if I do that, I don't really have to focus on it and how many likes or comments I got into Instagram or Facebook or whatever it is. It's just it's about where your focus is. And if my focus is on that, then I don't see the world around me, and it's kind of like you miss it. You miss it all. It's like, I mean, look at that, you guys. Look, if I don't have the phone talking to me, I would see those beautiful, really, really old looking, drying out already figs on this fig tree, and it's beautiful. I don't know. It's just, we go to the parks, we go to the beach park together, and me and the babies and me and the boys are playing a storm, and there's their father with his phone. There's no like something that can substitute that. No sunset can substitute it, no breeze can substitute it, no sunshine can substitute the phone. It's just really sad. For me, it's really sad, and that's okay. I'm okay with that. At this point, I'm okay with that. But I don't want my kids to become like that either, and I have to teach them well, through example and through wisdom, because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter how many likes you got or how many texts you got from here and there, and how valuable and important it is for you to talk to this and that person about this and that, when your family is just all like abandoned and they're already in bed sleeping, and just keep going with your phone. It's just, I don't get it. I don't get it, and probably I wouldn't get it. And to me my focus is more like looking to the spiritual than the physical and the, I don't know. To me, I like my senses to be more open to, sensitive to the things around me, the energy, the nature, my kids, learning things together, doing things together, more than I want to shut myself down with my phone in my hands or my laptop and look busy and flourish and building network of huge amount of people that at the end of the day, they're not those around you. And yes, it's important to have friends, and it's important to build your business, it's important to find ways to support your family. I understand that, but when it's taken to the level where You have to choose between that and family, and history repeats itself. So many people did that, and I think that's just, I'm not one of those ladies that can live with that, and it's okay with that. I'm not okay with that. And you know that stupid trivial saying about behind every successful man there is like a strong blah blah blah. Yeah, bull crap. I don't see any guy who is successful that has really successful marriage and relationship with his family. Maybe a few, and I know who they try to be and what they try to be, but in general, especially in Japan, yeah, please just give me a break. So enjoy more sunshine, you guys. Enjoy more outing, camping, nature, things that take you away from screens and waves, Wi-Fi waves you don't see, but they still get you. Just enjoy your life instead of, spending your money on funding your games, because that's also stupid, plain stupid. Sorry. And watch your kids growing, your relatives, neighbors. Talk to people. I promise you, talking to a stranger, you will learn more than let's go to Google and see where I can find a really good restaurant around the area. Just make the best out of your time. That's my suggestion. And with that said, I'm gonna say bye-bye and talk to you soon.